Welcome to Down with Dragons, brought to you here on Twitch on Monsters of Roll. I am DM Scott. With me, as always,
Mick playing Callan.
Chris playing Viet. Sorry.
Figured out an order. Catherine playing Juniper, brought to you by Spotty Airbnb Internet. So bear with me.
2 seasons, and we've never been smoother on our intro.
Yeah.
Woo! Season 3, here we come.
It's gonna be the one. It's gonna be the one.
Hello. Hopefully everyone has had a great week. I know I've had a pretty good one. So hopefully I can bring doom to everyone. Sorry. Didn't mean to bury the lead. Before we dig into last episode and everything, Callan, of course I have it. Sorry. Mick, can you hear me? Sorry, I was going for your other substitute anchorman in the field, but Mick, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Are you safe?
Wait, Killian gets paid for this gig? I thought this was an internship. Oh crap, we're live. Hey, everybody. This is Mick out in the field. I got it. Hey, thanks for joining us. Lots of announcements, as always. First one, Dungeon Patrol. You like Dungeons and Dragons? We like Dungeons and Dragons. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. If you like more Dungeons and Dragons, maybe check out our sister podcast, Dungeon Patrol. They've got some exciting stuff going on. I'm a big fan, and I'm sure you will be too. Oh, and merchandise. Yes, merchandise. Make sure they're not... It's a little merchandise. Check out Redbubble, monstersofroll.com/shop for all of our cool merchandise. You see the logo in the background of some of our players tonight. You can get that logo printed on just about anything. And these pictures behind us, that too. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. All right.
Oh. Read the cue cards.
So, okay. Oh, and I have to tell you, thanks for coming. We enjoy you being here. Next week, however, we will have an off week. There will be no live gameplay. We're taking a week off, and then when we come back, we're going to have a special Halloween-themed episode of Complete Definitive Witches, right? That's what we're calling it?
The Definitive Witches.
Yeah. Good stuff. Scary, not as scary as this world you sent me out into, but good stuff. Inspiration. Yeah. Can't wait for Killian to get back. Inspiration. We got inspiration this week. First, from Reed. Reed wants to send in inspiration to Maven for her interacting with those kids, those kid NPCs that we saved from that terrible situation, brought to that safety, hopefully, and just the way she took control, was the den mother for the little kids, and had so much, just leaned into it and had so much fun. Good job, Maven. Definitely worthy of inspiration. Also from Reed to Viet for his feeding the rat crackers shtick, and just keeping on with it all the time. Beautiful. That is good stuff.
Thank you, Reed.
Scott, you have inspiration, and this is for kind of overlapping with Maven for your character Max. I assume when he was Max, not when he was not Max.
Oh, no, spoilers.
Okay.
Future people.
but inspiration to the max for Max. Good work on that. And Catherine is throwing out some inspiration to me. All right. Would you like to share, Catherine?
Yes, actually, for my favorite part of last episode, Callan's casting of that circle. And I don't want to give away too much for those who haven't watched it. But Nick, your description was so honest and so beautiful, and it was perfect. So inspiration.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's all we got. Let's get to playing. I'm gonna have a chat with the boss. I thought I had a good connection. My dad knows the boss, and this was gonna be a sweet gig, but the stinks. I want Killian back. Killian, come back. All right. See you later, guys.
Yeah, no,
We gotta
they
fix
don't
that
get paid.
teleprompter.
Like, I don't know who thinks they're getting paid. Nobody gets paid. You fix that. Thank you, Mick, out in the field. Yeah. Thank you always. I mean,
Guy sounds like an amateur. Get rid of him.
boot him. As you've noticed, and as we are pleading to have Killian back, unfortunately, she is also having some technical difficulties and internet issues, and so unfortunately won't be joining us tonight. So hopefully when we come back from our little break and we come back into our little spooky one shot, Killian will be back and she can take over the announcements, because really they've been getting worse and worse every week. I gotta be
Great.
Those interns just don't.
No appreciation for the craft.
craft.
Just came in like a know-it-all, thinking he was an ace, but terrible.
So last time on Down with Dragons, our party found themselves still in a desert, and they continued to find much sand. They found
Hold
also
on. I want to write that down.
Yeah,
How much sand did we find?
So much
well,
sand.
roll perception. Sand. Sand. And along the ways, because unfortunately, even though very high survival and perception checks, looking for supplies for burning and things of that nature, what they did find, let me check my notes. Sand. They found a lot of sand. And through some quick thinking of Viet, no, wait, Viet isn't home right now. Quincy apparently is, and decided to warm up that sand by turning it to glass. And with Juniper being able to create food and water, which definitely made things far less challenging, let's just say. Everyone's been traveling through the desert. Some interesting questions and information was found out from Quincy about Viet's baggage, as we might put it. Little trauma, little things. And also some more experimentation was being attempted with a tuning fork and with a snow globe and things like that, until a ritual was done, an impromptu ritual looking for insight into what to do next, and kind of tried an amalgamation of rituals that Callan had from Nima, and just taking what they knew of Sealy and the things that she had given them, and went on a wild ritual vision ride into, well, you'll have to check out last episode to get all the details, but definitely some interesting things with some lot of different ways of interpreting it, and voices telling Callan to don't go there or you can't be protected. and a boat ride back into an opening that revealed the ritual circle where Callan was doing it. And that's where we ended. So that is basically where we're going to be picking up. We'll be picking up right at that ritual circle. Callan, you are still in the process of casting it.
Mhm.
And Juniper and Quincy yet are off to the side. They are watching. They are interested because nothing's happened except you've kind of Callan's eyes have kind of rolled up, so it's just kind of the whites. So it looks a little creepy, a little weird.
June was standing next to him with her hand on his shoulder too.
Yep. And Quincy had also kind of given his, and Murdet as well had also put his hand on the other shoulder. And during this, that's kind of when you notice like his head goes back and the eyes kind of roll up, and like Murdet looks a little worried as well, and is just watching. And Quincy is off to the side and just, looks like he's must have figured something out there. Normally his eyes don't roll back like that unless he's real deep in sleep.
June would have dropped to her knees and kind of like been checking him over a little bit, just like to make sure he's not actually in trouble.
Okay. So roll me a medicine check.
Nope. That's a 1. Great.
So as
first
you're
roll.
like
We're
checking,
losing him. Get the paddles. Yeah.
All told, it's 8, but it was a natural 1. So
natural 1. Okay, perfect.
Great.
So as you're kind of checking him over, I mean, you're not a doctor. And so you're checking and like you kind of like do the like open his mouth a little bit, and you're Murdet, can you open his, and he just open his mouth. You're checking the glands and looking down his throat a little bit, and you look at the eyes and you're like, and you just try to widen his eyes, and you ended up by accident just jabbing your thumb into like one of his eyes, like he's alive.
Sorry.
He's definitely breathing, because like as his eyes, you just get that wince of that. But he's still in this trance, and like you haven't hurt him,
Okay.
but he seems to be as okay. It seems perfect to you. This is probably a
Great.
natural state. He probably does this every night. You just don't notice.
He's
You
not
don't
having
know.
a seizure or anything. He's fine.
Seems fine. So he's kind of Murdet's there and just like halfway helping you, halfway. He's like, I don't know if this is like the right way. Like we did things a little different, but I mean, no. And he doesn't look like he's enjoying that. And Quincy off to the side, you see him just start to like rubbing one eye, and he's just like whatever he's doing, you need to, hey, can you quiet it down just a little bit? It's getting a little high pitched. Would you, if you wouldn't mind?
High pitched.
Yeah, it's like a whistle. If you could, if you don't mind stopping it. Who's whistling?
Do I hear anything?
Nope, you don't hear nothing.
Quincy? That's not happening in this world.
Oh, he's probably tapping into a parallel universe of some sort.
Great. That doesn't sound dangerous at all.
Oh nope, not at all. Do you by any chance have anything for like hangovers or something? That's about what this feels like. Feels like if
Actually,
you had
I
a wee
do.
bit. Oh, that'd be great. If you could do something, if you got something for that.
I mean, it's not going to work immediately. You have to like brew it.
Well, that's a shite kind of cure. I mean, I could just wait and it'll probably go away. It sounds about the
Well,
same.
how about you do that then?
You're a crap doctor.
I'm not actually a doctor. And
Then why are you
this seems like a
poking
more
at somebody's eyes?
pressing-
And Murdoch's kind of like, you're not even a doctor?
No, I'm just trying to make sure he's not dying. Oh my God.
About this time, Callan, you start to like see that opening and look down, and you see Murdoch with a hand on your shoulder and Juniper kind of exclaiming towards Viet. And he's like holding his head and just yelling back and forth and just walking off a little bit. And then like in just a fun idea, you ram back into your body with all of the force of someone falling 100 feet, like your astral self just boom.
10d6 psychic
fall
damage.
Back. So, yeah. Don't challenge
glad you
me,
didn't
Chris.
fall
I
forward.
will.
Woo! What a ride.
Your eye hurts just a little, like your right one.
Sorry. Sorry. That was my fault. Look, I was just making sure you were okay. And the
You were in a trance and she shoved her damn finger in your eyes.
I didn't mean to. Okay.
Well, oh, okay. Remind me never to ask you to help me with ritual again.
What?
Yeah, it seems awfully distracting to have someone poke your eyes and things, right? Yeah, not good for concentration.
Okay.
Or
literally-
hangovers.
Okay. Well, next time you need any healing, I'll remember that.
Okay, guys, calm down. Okay, we're
It's a
focusing.
little loud. It's hard to calm down.
We're focusing
Is it
on
still
me. Okay, me.
Yes, focusing on you. What happened?
Of course, I forgot all about that. That's other trauma that's put in here. It's all about the hang fool. Right. What else do you got?
It's just the fool. What is the hang fool?
Suicide? Or do you got a cross you're going to put yourself up on?
I have no inclination to do either of those things.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. I'll just sit here quietly. I've only, helped get us through the desert up this far. But hey, let's talk about you. And
Oh
you
my
can just
God,
see, like,
chew
he's
on
just
this licorice root.
Viet, all of a sudden you grab a licorice root and just start to chew licorice. I don't know how you feel about licorice.
Yeah, I know it's bitter, but it's going to help the hangover.
I am hanging. I am not being hanged. He's the hanged fool. Here, he'll hold out the
We
half
just
chewed.
discussed this.
He'll hold out the half chewed licorice root.
That you can keep.
Hanged fool needs it apparently. Why is my head hurt?
Well,
Why
because you're
am I
not
all-
chewing on the licorice root.
The ringing
Where-
is backing off for you.
You're back.
Why is there sand? Where is the rest of my pants? The sand is not in comfortable places.
Okay.
Yeah, you seem to have a real conflict with your pants and didn't get along with them.
Why?
So
it is
before
bright
we
here. Why is it so bright?
Oh, okay, the darkness, the dark island. Listen.
He's busy shoving licorice root into your hands.
I don't. Okay.
Welcome back, Viet.
I found the boat. I saw the boat. I found the boat. The
You
boat
did?
that Silly was talking about.
Where
I
is
saw it. It's.
Viet's
I-
looking for a boat.
I guess where is still a really good question, but when I did the ritual in the circle, I was transported to the little dark island that's in the globe, and that's where Slate is.
I don't. Who's
And-
late?
Yeah, he's an old friend, but he also told me that I shouldn't be there, and if we go there, it's the most terrible, horrible things are going to happen. And then there was another person there that I know. Not really a person, more like a dragon god. Another one of those. He said that if we went there, it'd be horrible, terrible, no good, real bad things. And then, oh yeah, and my patron chimed in before I was going there too. She said, "Don't go there. You're gonna go mad. It's gonna be terrible, worst consequences ever." And here I was scared to try this out before I went, but I found the boat.
Yeah.
Murda kind of, after you take that breath, is like, he 100% wants to go there, I think.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm catching. Okay, I'm gonna need a complete explanation of everything that you saw. Can you remember?
Yes.
Okay.
First there was ritual, all the stuff I did, and then there was blackness, darkness, then there was Zoom, and then there was my patron, Queen Sorva, kind of mentally tapping me on the shoulder and saying, "Honey, no, don't do it, or you'll be in the doghouse." And
so of course you did it.
Well, she's kind of hard to read sometimes, because there was this, she said this thing that's really sticking with me. She said, "If you go do this, you'll be useless to me. You'll turn into a gibbering pile of meat." And here all along, I was thinking that she was just treating me like a piece of meat anyways. So now I know she's got a little higher value and appreciation for me, because it's not just the meat part. I'm not just a piece of meat to her.
You're not just pretty face.
It's not just the meat.
Yeah, exactly, Viet. Yeah, you've heard that expression. Exactly. So, just a really warm, affirming revelation. So I have value that I didn't know I had to my patron. So that's encouraging.
The evil silver
great
lady.
that you have value to an evil dragon overlord. That's great.
Yes, that is very good, Callan, then hanged fool.
Great.
Why is this? Where are we?
And so, we're in
going.
We're in the desert.
Yeah.
That explains sand.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep going. Division.
Not a vision. I was there.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
The ride. You could call it the ride. It was a ride.
Okay,
it was quite a ride. Yeah.
So what happened after your evil dragon overlord?
Then there was like this like black obsidian palace structure city thing, and I floated into that and saw Slate. He's an old friend who we found when he woke up after dying, and he didn't know who he was, and I guess he found himself along the way or something like that. And then the mission that we did in Dragonlock at Terrafin's mansion, I gave him Terrafin's goblet, and then he did something with it, and now looks like he's kind of an important person in this place or something. But he told me, don't come here. It's horrible. As my old friend, I'm telling you, please believe me. Don't come here. It's going to be the worst thing you ever do. So, it was good to catch up with him. And then just I floated on to the next part, and there was just this big cloaked figure, and I think, okay, this is Mick speaking. Did we confirm who that was last time? Oh, okay.
You guys all, I think, had your own thoughts, but other
Yeah.
than the description and the shadow, nothing
Mhm.
was confirmed.
It was a shadowy figure, and I think it's one of the dragon gods. And I really don't like most of them. So, and this guy told me, "Yeah, you're a fool for being here," and I'm like, I'm just a fool. And he said, "Terrible,
Was he
horrible,
calling
no
you
good."
hanged fool?
Uh,
Viet would be really insistent. He wants to know this now.
no, he wasn't, was he?
So
I
he
don't recall
So
that.
he is not knowing
Did
you.
he specifically call you the hang fool?
Yes.
No, he did not
No.
specifically call you that.
So he is not knowing you well then. Okay.
No, it's your thing, Viet. And really, I don't know where that comes from. And we still, it's just the fool. The fool.
You don't know where that comes from?
What? The witch woman said that he was a hanged fool.
Right. And I've never met this witch woman, so I don't know. I can't.
Yeah,
How do you know you have not met the witch woman?
Fair.
Witch woman? I mean,
Yes, the witch woman.
What did she look like?
Right. Yeah. What did she look like?
She had
Who's on
hair.
first?
She had lots of hair.
Oh, that narrows
I
it
mean,
down.
So do I.
She was the tiefling, and she had lots of hair, and she had a fire going, and she had the cards. But if this shadowy person did not call you hang fool, then he is not maybe someone that we are knowing. Then yes.
Right. So maybe you maybe you have a point there. If he doesn't know me that well, then his assumptions about how well things will go if I go there or we go there, how well they will go, they're probably off too. Yeah, you're right, Viet. Yeah, good thinking.
He was being saying that it was doom and destruction if you went there.
Oh yeah. He just
That's
didn't.
probably about right.
He just didn't seem like he looked like he maybe owned the place and just didn't want people in his yard.
DM, does any of this sound at all familiar to anything I may have read over the past year?
From that description specifically, or
Yeah, that is the only description that I am going on. Yeah, from that description.
roll me a history check with disadvantage.
Sure.
Because there are aspects that make you nail.
Oh, come on.
But then there are aspects.
Well, one was a natural 20. The other one is an 8 plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So not the worst there's
I'd
ever
speak to the dice
been.
overlord if I were you.
Look,
Some
the
of
dice
this-
overlord gave me a natural 20, but the DM gave me disadvantage.
So
Some of this is just through Callan's lens. So
yeah. Oh no, exactly.
Absolutely.
So what you've uncovered just with your the limited contacts you made with some of the occult groups and the research you did do, I would say that sounds like it is either the ramblings of a mad person or the ramblings of a mad person who might have seen like a vision like an oracle would, but sometimes attributed as mad people.
Right.
Like it's one of those things where like there are parts of it that it's like, okay, there are like little things, a horn figure, things like that. Okay, that depending on the description, but the feeling and that any of that stuff, it's like, okay, it could be a lot of horrible entities. It could be a some sort of dragon god in a actual manifestation that they've chosen.
Right.
It could be, then you go into like, it could be like demons, fiends. It could be, there's a lot of possibilities
Right.
from that description. It's hard to pin down, but in the circles you researched with, there are a lot of possibilities in that circle.
Was the shadowed
Um,
person saying anything about your silver lady, Callan Den Hanged Fool?
No.
I
Oh,
mean-
but the tuning fork. I think I figured it out. It's not the key to get where we need to go. It's the key to get out of where we need to go. It's tuned to this world here.
I think I'm having sunstroke.
Oh, that's
Murdered. Is that making any sense to you?
I'm gonna make a roll for him. I have forgot he was here, to be honest. That was a good roll. He'll just
Ask
kind
the
of
sand next.
I think I've heard Master Agenor in the past talk of I guess the theory of supposed planar travel, if you believe in that, I guess, and
Like smoothing wood things?
honestly, that is actually how he made it make sense to me, was planar travel, traveling on a plane and smoothing it out as you go, and those knots are the places you can end up, because when you plane it's stuck there. You just have to have the right tools to get out from the knot. You see, there are eggs in a chicken coop. And these eggs apparently could be their own places.
Viet's going to
And
reach
if you-
and take the licorice back and start chewing on this as he's like,
And as you see, like, I really don't know a lot about this. Like, I'll be honest, that part
Yes.
of our studies, I really stopped
No.
caring.
No, that
Um,
makes sense. There.
Something in that made sense of mine.
Yeah. They're so the dragons are not gods, right?
Yeah,
They're-
I've heard
they're
that many
not
times.
gods, or they are knots like the plane of wood knots.
Yeah,
The first
Murdoch
one.
looks interested in that answer. Like,
Remember the pictographs in the temple in Cyprus?
Yes.
Yes.
The woman standing outside of the egg that had all of the people in it, the dragon. I think that's us.
We are in
so
big,
we
are
are
in,
an egg.
we are in big prison. Yes?
Yes, kind
It
of.
is all prison. Yes.
Yes, kind of. There
No,
has to
Murdoch
be-
just starts kind of like, nope, no prisons. There are no prisons here. Just kind of smiles and then give like, Callan, Juniper, give me a insight roll.
Okay.
Sure. Good Lord, I can't use this dice anymore. That's a 1 again.
It's a 10.
I only brought 3 dice with me. and-
Nope. So he's just the really? No. Yep, it's like a prison.
So we're in an egg.
Not necessarily an egg. Gosh, I think I read in a book somewhere, or the teachings, something, places that aren't here. Does that make sense at all?
Well, we're going to Beacon. That's not here.
Right, but like, look at the pictograph. Remember that. Remember the egg, right?
Mhm.
Murdoch literally just like draws an egg on the sand. It's like,
Yeah, no, she'll get down there and she'll kind of draw the pictograph like from memory, however
Yeah.
she remembers that it looked,
Yeah.
with that woman standing on the outside looking into this egg with had people and then the dragon around it, I think was the pictograph.
Yep.
This person here, the one on the outside of this pocket, this egg, that person is somewhere else. Not here.
Who is that though?
And then
That's the question.
they're waiting for us to hatch so that they can do what?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe hatching is realizing that the dragons aren't gods and there's something else out there.
Oh, wait a minute. Places that are not here, you mean like the other realms, like the heavens, the hells that they speak of in stories, and the
Yeah,
spirit worlds.
I think so.
I was thinking Lady was Maiden. That was Maiden's temple, yes?
That's what I thought too, Quincy.
Yeah, and
my
so I
mother was
traveled
naming
with-
me Viet.
Sorry, you've been Quincy for a little while.
No,
Nope.
Viet.
No, he's talking
Viet?
about Quincy.
I was talking about, yes, my friend Quincy, who is not dead.
And
Who is
Murder's
that?
gonna step forward. Yeah, Murder steps
Yeah.
forward. And he's like, "No, Quincy, your friend, because we're not in a prison. We're in a desert, and we're all fine."
What
And
is wrong with you?
Viet's
Oh,
here.
But I have sand. It is not
Oh.
all fine.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
why am I?
Got it.
Why am
Got
I
it.
being
Yeah.
sunburned?
I got
Because
sand.
it's
Yeah.
hot out.
How long have we been?
We're all doing our own thing, Viet. You know, you had the pants issue, and now you got the sunburn. I was doing the ritual, and now I'm doing the rambling like a madman.
Maven's been a bird a lot.
Yeah.
Where is Maven, Lady of Thorns?
There.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
like
dead woods.
yeah,
and
you
the
see
dead
the
flower.
vulture circling us. That's Maven.
Are we sure?
Well, I mean, it's hard to tell because every now and then others gather, which I feel is like a bad omen.
That is not good.
Just
All
don't
right,
mean
so-
death. They just gather to it.
I kind of feel like Callan would have like all the stories from his background, maybe a little more awareness or exposure to stories or even knowledge about.
Yeah,
what
which is why I didn't
Juniper's
in
talking
any way.
About
You-
eggs?
Roll me a history check. Just a flat one, and this is the DC's not crazy. It's just the fact of in general.
So, it's a 10.
10. You've heard you've heard things.
Sorry to jinx
But-
everybody.
Most of what you've heard though is like, yeah, you like nothing specific that you could attach like lore or anything like that to. But you've heard people like around campfires, you talk telling stories while drinking and stuff like that of like my granddad told me that there's a place that if you know like things without a name that have been passed down that have lost their name over the generations, but you have heard of things.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I've heard of like other places like that in stories. Ooh, and Juniper just got swept off into one. So
We can't hear you.
Oh, that was such a
There
weird
we go.
experience, you guys. There are definitely other places.
tell us about your vision.
Well done.
They're,
Well done. We're there
called
being eggs.
Wisey.
Were you in a
Ugh.
chicken coop?
Okay.
Kind of.
So mainly what I know is the boat we're looking for is in this place. I got to see it. I was there, but I don't actually know how to physically get to this place.
Okay. You don't have that information yet.
I know how to get out.
Were you
Which
asking
seems
for
important.
directions? Did you think about
Getting out
stopping
is
and asking
important.
for directions, Callan, then, hanged fool?
Oh, I think I was moving really fast, and if there were any like other pedestrians along my route, I didn't have a chance to ask anybody.
Sometimes it is good to stop and ask for directions.
Mm. Yeah, I didn't want to hang around in there. So
One of my cousins was a cartographer. He was really good at directions.
Yeah, Usyk? That's the name?
Orsic. Was I telling you? How are you knowing of Orsic?
Quincy told us.
Nope, you did. You were talking to yourself the other day when you were talking to Quincy by yourself, and we just overheard you because you were a little loud.
Oh, I am sorry for being loud.
Nope, no, you're fine.
What is wrong with you?
Murden is just gonna walk over and just kind of like do the very gentle, rough kind of like, can you walk over here with me?
Well, yeah, if you're gonna ask me like that, it's kind of.
And he walks just a few feet away and looks back at Viet and Cal, just like, sorry.
Is he adjusting his?
He's dealing with a lot of trauma. Do you think that maybe that whatever weird hallucinations and like other people that are in his head, we shouldn't confront him with one that he doesn't even know about that told us a lot of things that he hasn't told anyone?
You think ignoring it is better?
I mean, he kind of looks around at the desert. He's like, do you think this is the place to deal with it?
What is being a swanky dangles?
I heard it's a good read.
Oh yeah, it's mesmerizing.
Page, 50.
There's a page really. 52 is being really dog-eared.
Oh,
you shouldn't do that to books. That is not good for the books.
You like books, huh, Viet?
I don't know. I
have
not
lots
a
of
professional
books.
who knows deal with people, but maybe you should think about before you make people deal with the trauma. Have you dealt with all of yours?
Who are you speaking to?
He's Murder's still talking to Juniper, just a little off to the side.
I'm trying to keep Viet like focused away from that.
No, and that's why I kind of kept going because it was kind of perfect of a.
Mm-hmm.
Have you dealt with all of yours, Juniper? Because I know I haven't.
I think she's frozen again.
Oh, maybe that, or she's very deep.
She's really thinking.
She's really considering this answer.
It was a little of both. It was a little of both. If I knew what trauma I was dealing with, I wouldn't want to ignore it. I just don't know what happened. That's what I've been doing this past year, is trying to figure out what happened and why and what I experienced and what it all means.
Yeah, it's great to go through life sometimes not knowing that there is a horrible thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
it
is because I didn't know I had a family I had missed out on. So please, let's not just make everybody have to deal with their problems today.
What day then?
And he'll start walking away.
Viet is busy showing Callan all of his medical textbooks from Dr. Lundra.
Oh,
I've seen this really organ, this organ, never in the body though.
Oh,
that's she's a really skilled physician.
This apparently. One, if you squeeze this one really hard, green paste comes out. It is not tasting very good.
That's because it filters bile.
What is bile?
What is being bile?
Oh wait, my old boss Venerick, he used bile in a lot of concoctions.
Yeah.
It is not good for making teas.
Pretty nasty. Ugh.
It is not good for making teas.
Can I real quick, just as everyone's having this halfway controlled and halfway awkward character moments.
We're like the Fantastic Four.
It's pretty good. Can I have everyone roll me A perception check, just in general.
Perception.
The lovely.
Phew. Wow.
13.
Whoa.
12.
I got the
We're
highest
half paying
perception.
attention.
What the
Yeah.
heck?
12 and 12. Correct. Perfect. No problems.
I'm back.
Rolling really
I'm back.
high. Yeah.
I'm rolling high, so I don't know what you guys'
Great.
problems are.
Great.
All right. So yeah, as you two are going over the notes, Murdoch just kind of storms past a little bit. Doesn't say much, just a little bit of a huff. And then Juniper kind of, jumps in with like that's for bile, like that processes bile. Unless you have do you have more on this you want to keep hashing? I don't know if you completed where anybody had specifically.
I don't know that any of this was us specifically, but
I mean, I feel like I could be wrong that Callan might have had an objective in his head a little bit of just like the point of what he experienced to convey.
before we sidetracked everybody with
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
it's my fault.
Well, so we know the boat exists. We know kind of where it is. We don't know how to get to that where. And it seems like we're in for some trauma. And speaking of trauma, just think about, you're trying to process the trauma that you know about. What about all the trauma you don't even know about? Because like Murdoch didn't even know he had a family a little while ago. He didn't know that before, and now he knows. What else is there out there that we don't know? And because it's just absurd. How can you know everything? How can you be prepared for everything? How are you expected to deal with everything? And that's why it is just nonsense to think that there's any plan or wisdom or anything that we can, find to deal with this. We just need to find our way there, and everything else will take care of itself.
Meredith is having
right.
family. I hope he treats him better than you treat your half brother. Cold, Callan Den. Cold.
cold.
Do you have another half brother?
Murdoch's like just the one, right?
Yes. I guess I don't know. Half brother, 2 half sisters, at least.
How are you being knowing Meredith's family?
Oh yeah.
Not
It's
fathers.
really bright out here. And
Right.
Sand.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's some.
You want a hat or something? I've got a hat.
If you have a having hat, that would be good.
Yes, here you go. I give him it's just like a rolled up costume hat that just pops out comically.
Perfect.
And
love
with a
it.
big feathery plume, but it's going to give him a lot of shade. So
This is
there you
good
go,
hat.
buddy.
Great. That's really great.
I want to see the strong.
I just imagine like this giant Captain Hook, like
Uh,
flouncy, like giant, like feather, ostrich
Tattooed.
feather, like.
Tattooed 4-foot Hulk with a pirate hat.
it's got like the wire around the brim, so you can like twist it and fold it up a bunch of times, like those tents that just pop up. You throw them on the ground.
Yes,
I
just
would
gonna be
more
fighting with
Daffy
that.
Duck,
for-
with the.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what it ends up looking like, but that's how it works.
Thank you, Kellen Den Hanged Fool.
Mm.
This is a good hat.
Yeah.
This is good.
Don't want
We
to get
should-
sunburn there.
It is really hot. We should make a shelter and so we can be traveling tonight. This is really hot.
What
The
would,
sun is
what
really
would you
bright.
like to make a shelter out of? Yeah.
I can dig a hole
Just
again.
dig hole and we will use blankets and we will get some shade. We need to get out of the sun and we need to get off this hot ground. This is not good. It's really, really hot. And we should be traveling tonight again. Why we should be resting?
Travel
Why
at
are we-
night. Why
why
didn't
are-
we think of that?
Because it's freaking cold at night.
Why are
It's
we?
freezing.
But it is not. We will be using less water. Why are? Let us.
Water's
You can dig
And if
hole.
we're
You
walking
start
at a good
digging
pace,
hole.
we're getting exercise. And that'll warm us up.
I guess.
Where are we?
Um,
How are we here? Where are we?
Meredith, would you like to explain that?
Yeah.
Oh.
By the way,
Hmm?
Scott is so happy you cut him. Merton is just like, yeah. Well, from what I understood, a lot of people made choices, if you remember, to run. And so
I'm not remembering.
the village where
Where is Peter?
Oh,
Oh, Peter.
he didn't make it.
Oh, that is being too bad.
your hand all of a sudden was super bright and we all showed up in a desert and you were unconscious and we carried you for 2.5 weeks almost.
We're just straight up gonna laugh.
That was his choice.
Thank you
said-
for.
You're just
He said we. That's plural, inclusive.
What's your like passive insight?
Viet?
who?
You're talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
Viet?
You know, you two know he's lying.
12. Passive insight is a 12.
12. He doesn't seem to be telling the whole truth. Like there are shades of it in the statement he just made. But
What, are you
also,
doing
he seems
something
like a
to my
bad
pants?
liar. Me?
You don't remember that?
Your
I guess that's-
hand. That is a really. It was,
you
I think, part
went-
of your hand.
You went through a growth spurt.
I know my pants are short, but I'm like missing parts of my pants now.
You're taller now.
I was not these. Thank you for kidding me, I guess. I am very confused.
No problem.
Probably safer.
You hang on to that book.
Yes, where am I getting this book? Are you digging shelter?
Yep. I'm on it.
I'll help because Juniper has all of the things he needs to know at hand. She's the expert, and he'll walk to go help dig.
All right.
Viet is going through
Throwing shade back and forth.
Viet is getting the blankets out. I'm assuming it's got like a travel blanket and getting that out to help like drape over a whatever hole we dig. And it's really being hot out here.
Alan is Bugs
Yeah.
Bunny.
Is Maven all right, Juniper?
Yeah, she's been a vulture for a while.
So she should be safe then.
Yeah.
Where are we? Do we know where we are going? Where are we?
DM, remind me the name of the desert again. It was the
Forgotten Waste.
Forgotten. I always forget the word.
It's weird you forgot it, right?
Do you know where the Forgotten Wastes are?
I mean, Viet's been around, probably.
Roll me just a history check. Flat roll. It's
4.
you might have forgot. You're not sure. You've heard of deserts. You're not sure if that's one you've heard of.
I am not being in deserts. I've talked to people who've been in deserts, but I am not being in deserts.
Yeah. We're really far northeast of where we were. We're really far northeast of where we were.
By Beacon?
We haven't been to Beacon yet. That's sort of
I am knowing
it's
somebody
sort
in
of
Beacon.
southwest of where we are.
Well, I knew someone who used to be in Beacon.
Who do you know that used to be in Beacon?
A friend.
What was your friend's name?
Totally not telling all the truth on that one. Like,
What was your friend's name?
give me a second. Her name was
Making you look for
being.
notes.
Her name was being. Dang it. I prepare that. I got it. I am rather not talking about it right now. She is married
That's fine.
now, anyway. So
I understand.
Callan and Murdet are over at the hole. Ooh.
Yeah, not digging, just
If you ever are ready to talk about it, or your other friends, just I'll listen.
thank you, Jennifer, and I will be helping you find your answers.
Thank you.
Do you have a blanket too? We can put over the opening that they're making here.
Yeah, I've got a bedroll, and Cal's
Back to
got
digging.
this giant cloak.
I know what story we should tell around the campfire tonight. It's page 52 of
No. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. I would love to hear you read that out loud, Meredith. Please read us a story. I want to hear you say the words.
I know you want me to, but you've read it so many times I wouldn't want to bore you, Jennifer. So we'll just leave that for you to repeat in your head.
Sure, I understand. Does anybody want me to fill this hole with water so that we can
Swim?
cool
Sleep
off?
in it?
Oh.
I thought we were sleeping during the day.
I mean, I guess we could. I just thought swimming might be nice.
Viet looks a little haggard, and maybe he does need some rest. So let's keep. I think we have some days of travel ahead of us, so let's keep that whole swimming pool idea in the back pocket there, and rest maybe.
Yeah, I'll take first watch.
Meredith will happily take a second or preferably third watch tonight.
Oh,
But hey, for
Preferably
overlap.
third.
But hey, for overlap.
Callan takes second watch.
Super.
Seems
He's like, yeah,
right
that
decision.
makes sense. You too, and he just kind of whispers to you, Count. She's like, I don't know how she's gonna wake me up. That's kind of my only thought.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm looking at.
I'll take third watch. We can just let maybe Viet have the night off.
Yeah.
He's
He's got some catching up to do on the book.
Yeah, I'll signal Maven and kind of communicate to take fourth watch.
Are we having
I think
fire? I
I'm
should.
Oh yeah.
Do we have way of making fire? He's got his little teapot out.
Not really.
You don't have any way of making fire yet?
I would hate to be dishonest about any kind of idea, but anyone have any little idea that could pop in your head of maybe a fire of sorts?
Yeah, it was just staring at Murdet.
No, not at all. Do you?
Me neither. Could be a cold night.
Yes, but if we're traveling, then I guess we don't need a fire.
That's true. The honesty will keep us warm.
Yeah, honesty.
Well, I'm taking third watch.
Nobody has a way to warm up the environment or something in some way that would persistently keep us warm for a little while. Say some sort of trick or survival knowledge.
It is just sand, yes?
Just sand, yeah. Just throwing some out there. If
I have
wild
not
card
been
here,
in-
someone was able to just
I have
melt
not-
sand and turn it into glass, that would that'd stay warm for a while, wouldn't it?
I don't know if that would do it. And he turns back over.
I am not knowing. I am not spending much time in desert.
I mean, it's so hot. Do we need a fire right now?
He just kind of holds up. He kind of looks a little worried and puts his teapot in his bag.
Yeah, Murdoch will at that with that gesture look
um,
up. He's like, I think he'd like some tea. You know, the tea he enjoys.
Mm.
Who wants to cover that subject? And he turns back over.
Um,
I will go to sleep. If I start having bad dreams, do not touch me. Yes.
I mean,
just say name and hopefully I wake up and not. I will hold hand
Not
outside the shelter. How about?
I can warm your tea. I can't boil the water.
No, that will not be helping. It will not taste right.
it needs to be
Thank you
boiled.
anyway.
Um,
I'm really tired. I would take shift, but I'm really tired. I am sorry. I know I've been sleeping last 2.5
we
weeks.
understand. We totally
it's
understand.
okay. I'm going to.
Juniper, her name was
Look at my spells.
Her name was Diasa. She was my friend. Her and her brother. She lives in Beacon. She's a crafter.
What does she make?
She makes like metalwork, like all sorts of really fine metalwork. She's very, very good.
When did you meet her?
When we were kids. We were kids together. She was very nice. I'm tired. He's gonna go crawl into one corner of the hold and kind of stick his hand out of the shelter and kind of hang it out pointed out of the shelter, and he's just gonna try to sleep like that.
I think I have. I know. I'm kind of looking through my spells. Like, is there anything that I have that like could help?
I don't think so. If I remember.
Prepare anything? I didn't really prepare anything that might. Nope, nothing. Not really.
I mean, it's at least you're sleeping during the day. Other than it will, like if you wanted to cook something or something like that, you'll be fine temperature wise.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
like a baby.
He's tuckered out. He had a busy day. He didn't get his juice box, so he's a little upset, but slept pretty good. Juniper, I would like a perception check from you during first watch.
I'm scared to roll.
No reason to be scared.
Does she get advantage because Maven's eyes in the sky?
She's taking fourth watch because you're not taking a watch.
That is an 8 total. How's that? How's that do?
Total. That's pretty good. So as you kind of sit, I don't know if you sit inside and look out the blankets or if you sit outside, the wind blows, the sand blows. In the distance, you do see some like little swirls here and there, but that's about it.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
Callan, second shift.
Your roll.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's a 6.
6. So, as you are on watch, evening is slowly, sun's setting. It's getting later. Not there yet, but it's going that way. You might dabble a little bit again in blowing off some steam with some Sandman, Snowman. And it's,
Target practice.
Yeah, every now and then. Other than that, it's uneventful.
Okay.
And then let's watch. All right. So everyone wakes up. It's now
it is being
cold
cold.
dark. Yeah. And you all kind of wake up with a little bit of a shiver, you know, and it's definitely temperature's gone down. And as you come out, you see Maven is near the edge of where your kind of blanket fort is, your little dugout. And Murdet is just getting out, as well as you're all kind of waking up and everything. And you just hear them quietly talking briefly, kind of back and forth. And then after a brief moment, you just hear the sound of like feathers and flying off. Murdet kind of, everyone coming? Apparently we've got a long night.
Where are we being going? It is cold. Where's my pants?
We're heading in the direction of Beacon.
Which way is Beacon?
It is this way.
I did a thing. I'm gonna bring out. I have a torch, like the wood. And sorry, I've been spending the last minute preparing my spells. I'm going to cast because I think. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, out in the open desert like this, it's actually a pretty cloudless sky with the moon. Like you can see decently, like dim light enough. Like it's an open, just desert dunes with the moon above.
Yeah.
So we are going that direction
well,
from
this
the
sucks.
big,
I didn't really.
big Needle Mountain. Then is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast continual flame on this torch.
Do you have?
Oh, I don't have.
Components?
Never mind. I don't have ruby dust. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not heat. It doesn't create heat anyway.
No, but it lasts for like ever.
Yeah, but I don't
That's
have ruby
the best
dust.
part of it.
Yeah. Are you able to see in
ruby dust?
Are you able to see in dark, Juniper Swift?
I don't remember. I think I can. Features. Is that under features and traits? Where is that?
I don't think you can. I'm not sure, but
I can.
Oh, you can.
I can.
You can.
I can. I can.
And Murdet, are you able to see? I'm not remembering.
Yeah, he's a half orc, and he's just like, yeah, I'm okay. And he kind of looks at Juniper. And he kind of just holds up like a couple fingers. And he's like, really?
Callan hanged
Well,
fool.
they have 2 fingers.
Yeah, I can see just fine. The moon is up there. It's just plenty of light.
Callan, can you see how many fingers I'm holding up?
13.
Yeah, that sounds totally human. And he just
People don't
looks
even
over at
have
Juniper.
13. Yeah, I'm aware. Thanks. I am
It's
aware.
a trick of the shadows.
That is
You know,
weird.
I was close.
Yeah,
If
you were close.
If Maven, Lady of Thorns, Dead Flower is not, I can take point.
Yeah, okay with that. Yeah. It's not totally human to have like your eyes glow and wings spring out of the back of your
No, I noticed that too. I was just
either. So
wanted to just pointing out flaws and things that you don't know about.
Is looking really confused again.
It's okay.
He actually looks at Callan. Are they being having spat?
No. We're all good.
There was the fight which set really a high bar and reality.
You know, I keep hearing a lot that I'm not totally human either. Trying to fit in. Sorry.
Is it because you were dead?
Well, he's half orc. You can
no,
smell
that
it.
was before that. I don't.
I will go take point.
Okay.
Roll up, shake out his blanket. There's sand everywhere. Roll up the blanket and loop it over his shoulder again and get his gear out and start trudging along.
All right.
Gonna keep an eye out for like any low washes or anything like that where maybe like a seep or something might be for water.
If anybody needs the big, heavy ornamental cloak, I'll hand that over. That I let Murdet use before.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's fine. He's,
Okay.
I mean, to a certain extent, he's built for some of this.
DM,
Yes.
I do have a catcher's fan on me. Does that do anything just having it on my person in terms of the cold or the heat? Just out of curiosity.
Um,
All I have is Seely's word. Seely made this for Viet. You're going to need this. What do I need it for? Oh, comfort. It really makes most temperature, like when you're camping, feel better. I'm sure you could find other things for it. It's really special spider silk.
if all you're doing is carrying it like you have it on your persons, no.
Okay, it's fine. He'll probably break that out tomorrow morning when it gets hot.
Yep.
June will take that cloak because she's freezing.
Okay. There you
So
go.
marching order is Maven in the Sky, Viet,
Callan.
Callan, Juniper, or Murder.
Doesn't matter.
Murder would probably lean towards doing pulling up the rear.
June can
All
give him a cold shoulder from any point in the.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He actually can see the cold shoulders much better from that.
Just little icicles.
Ruining my brother's things, it's cold coming. So roll me a survival check with advantage because you have Maven. No, not you, just Viet.
Okay.
He's running point.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I am back. Holy cow. 12.
Okay, 12. So I need, as you're walking, everyone to roll me perception with disadvantage.
This is
That's how we're rolling. That's like
Because of that survival. Don't blame the messenger.
9.
13.
Man, it's
23.
the cloak is so big. Like I just can't.
What was that yet?
23.
23. Perfect. So you're all walking. It's cold. It's definitely chilly. It's a little different than walking. Like it's different traveling when you're not just sweating, dying, and just trudging along versus like it's freaking chilly, and it's not easy to see. You've only got so far that you can see before it's dark. But I mean, comfortability wise, it is better than the scorching heat of the day. You're traveling and yet you're 30, 40 feet ahead of the rest of the group, kind of,
At least.
you're on point.
Yep.
And you're walking and suddenly you hear, it's pretty strange. A lot of things have been said to you about the fact of where we are, but don't you find it strange that they won't tell you how we got here?
They were saying it was my blue hand, Quincy.
Right. No, exactly. Your blue hand
It does
got you
weird
here.
things.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
It made my pants too small.
Yeah, I recall. Not great.
No.
We should probably maybe see if we have extra anything in the bag to make something, or if anybody else does, because these boy short things are not working great for us.
Yeah.
It's a bad look.
We need the blankets for now, though. It's not comfortable, but I can get by until we get, maybe out of this desert.
Well, yeah, that's
Fenris would say to just take them off, but I'm wouldn't want to offend anybody.
Right. Let's not try to conjure him right now. Has nobody brought up the simple fact that and maybe they're a little distracted by where we are, but it's like, how
It
comfortable
is very
are
distracting.
you?
Yes.
Yeah, how comfortable are you about talking all the tattoos on the legs?
And they're just like on the rest of me.
All right, but they might ask some questions. Are you okay with that?
They have not been asking questions so far, Quincy.
That's good. No questions about your past, who you might know,
No,
cartographers.
no, they didn't. My cousin Orsic was a cartographer, but I was talking about him and how he could have helped us with the directions, because
Right.
Callan, the then hanged fool, did not stop for directions on his when he was looking for things.
Right.
Very,
You know-
very, very like macho. Not to ask for directions.
Yeah, those solitary types. I get you.
Yes,
Um,
he should talk more to people.
You should.
It would probably be helpful for him.
It would
Get-
be helpful for
Get
him.
better directions. Yes, he should
Right.
talk more to people.
So, out
I
of
think he
curiosity,
keeps a lot bottled up inside, Quincy.
hanged fool. He's tied up in
Yes.
knots.
Yes. They were talking about knots, and I got confused. I wish you would hear, Quincy. You could understand better what they were talking about.
I overheard a piece of that. And did you know?
How are you
that
overhearing? Were you? Have you figured out how to talk to us, Quincy?
A little bit. Keep it down. It's not 100% solved. After recent events, this is a little bit more open communication. And I'm gonna tell you, did you know you could have helped your friends out back there? The heat sand thing. That is a thing you can do.
How am I doing that?
You know how you do that flaming strike you bring down in the heat of the moment?
The blue flame thing, yes.
Yeah, you can control it and actually, make a nice little pile of heated glass. In the sand.
By hitting the sand with the hammer?
Correct, sir. You try it. Just give it a try. You might surprise yourself. There's a lot more things you can do with that blue hand than you know. Also, have you noticed every now and then over those dunes over yonder? Don't look. Don't stop. Focus. Just a little nice casual, like you're going to itch and look over your shoulder, make sure everyone's following you. All right. You see the blue lights on top of that dune over there? Yep. Now look forward. Keep going. Did you see it? You did see it.
Okay. Yes, I'm seeing it, Quincy.
Right. That's kind of odd. We should probably keep a lookout for that.
Should we be telling the others then? Yes.
Well, not too quick. Make it casual like. Otherwise, because I think they've been following us. I've seen over the last couple hours the same number of lights, and I wasn't sure at first, and so I thought maybe I'd bring it up to you.
That is good of you, Quincy. Thank you.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, technically, you saw it. I just I'm bringing it to the forefront, if that makes sense.
No, it does not. But okay, thank you.
Oh, not a problem.
I will tie my shoe, and they will catch up. I'm not wearing my
perfect.
my
No,
boots.
just itch your feet, whatever you got.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna go quiet on the whole you and me talking thing. They'll think it's crazy. Hey, talk to you later.
That is a good idea, Quincy.
Callan, you start to catch up to
shaking sand out of
Viet as he's doing things.
Need some help there yet? Anything I can help you with?
There are blue eyes following us. Blue somethings following us. And have been for a while, Quincy. I mean, they have been for a while.
Smooth.
Where?
On the dune. Don't look over there. Don't look just yet. Scratch your nose or something and look. And over on that dune, kind of, like that.
That dune there?
Here, let me help. Scratch your nose and kind of push your face over a little bit. That dune there. But we are being casual, yes? So just continue to scratch your nose.
Do I see anything?
Now that it is being so covertly pointed out to you, yeah, you do see for just a moment, like just some faint little dots of like bluish light, but then they disappear.
Oh, I
Like
think
as quick as you saw him, they're gone.
I think
I
I
gotta
saw
keep
him.
watching for this, but maybe you should go scratch Murder's nose. And then someone should scratch Juniper's nose, but maybe not Murder, because I think
Juniper,
they
you're
are having
just
a
coming up as
quarrel.
this conversation's happening quietly.
Oh,
Scratching
okay.
whose nose?
So
Why are we scratching
I'll go
noses?
tell Murdet. You brief Juniper. Yes.
What is briefing? What is a brief?
It means tell me what you're talking about.
Oh, yes. Here, come here. Your nose is itchy.
Is it?
So this plays out. Callan, you walk up to Murdet, who's like he like stops a good like 15 feet back, and his wife like, what's going on?
Oh, the sand gets in your nose, itchy.
And
Itchy.
he's like, yeah.
Come here. Shh. Quiet.
Yeah, what?
Viet saw some blue lights up on the dunes over there. I think I saw them too.
You
like
both saw him?
I saw something. I can't really see in the dark.
I saw them while I was on watch, and Maven said she saw something too. We weren't sure. We were waiting to see if we didn't each see isolated things. But if it blue?
Yeah, blue.
What?
So
You are saying my name?
But your mother was calling you Viet.
My mother was naming me Viet, but the keeper was telling me, was calling me Blue.
The keeper?
Who's the keeper?
Okay. So, something's going on. What do you think they're waiting for? Whoever's following us,
keeper?
watching us.
Oh, sorry.
The blue.
Oh, sorry.
The blues.
I don't know. I wasn't even sure until Maven said she thought she saw something, and then I was like, all right, let's keep an eye out because maybe it was nothing. And then now that you guys are saying you saw something blue, that's kind of alarming. I don't know. I've never traveled in this kind of environment. I don't know what could be out here.
We should be moving again so we continue to look casual as he's still scratching June's nose.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Look casual.
How many lights are there?
Right now?
How many lights were there? Yeah.
Right now, you see nothing.
Okay.
How many lights were there? I think
Well, how
she's
many-
asking.
How many lights did you see, Viet?
You saw when you kind of looked off, you saw at least like 4 lights, but they were kind of hard to tell how big or how, it was just glints. You just saw them.
Just how many you saw?
Three or four being.
No, I only saw one light. It was far off, but I saw blue in the distance. It was
But
definitely a light of some
Not
kind.
being me.
Oh, good.
No, not being you. You
And
were
Maven?
sleeping.
All right. I will be
Maven's
taking
still up there.
points, but I will be listening carefully.
You think it's some kind of signal? The blue? Are there like lights or what?
We need to keep moving. They will wonder what we're. Oh, unless we are we? What time of night is it?
Let me just roll at random. You've been at this point walking for about 5 hours, so you easily could. So it's probably like you are just seeing the very, very first hints of like the sun's coming, and it will be sunrise soon. It's like 5 a.m.
Okay.
It's still mostly dark, but you can just see that just the tiniest little light on the horizon.
Anything, any kind of rocky outcroppings, anything.
I mean, you can roll a perception, but Sam,
God, I am.
They're following us. They know where we are. They see us, right? So
Well,
I presumably
There-
so.
Or anybody
Potentially.
that would be following you?
Is there anybody who know we'd be here to be followed?
where are we?
You forgot already. It's the Forgotten Wastes.
There.
I'm
Callan
forgetting wastes.
is going to do a thing.
Okay, what's Callan doing?
Callan is casting 10 feet in the air. He is making a giant blue glowing orb 20 feet high with a big smiley face on it with major image in the general direction of where the
Oh, not over
Whoever is-
us. Not right directly over us.
over Callan. Yes.
Over us, but just facing the way you saw the.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to like, hey, it's a smiley face too. So it's not like threatening.
No, not at all. That's
I mean, some
We-
species smile at each other to be threatened.
Should be moving.
It's not like baring teeth smile either. So it's
Viet's gonna grab June's arm and
Universal.
and if Murder's here, and like start pulling them away from this area here.
yeah. So Viet starts kind of pulling on Juniper to start pulling a little bit, and Murder's just like, I'm he just kind of awkwardly like I don't know. That would have been screw it. He's like, yeah, they know. I mean, they know. If they didn't know, we know. They know. We know that we know. They know. I mean, and he
Yeah.
just points up, and you're actually somewhat illuminated by this.
Yeah,
big
that's what
smile.
Viet wants to get out of the illumination at least. So he's
Okay.
gonna, whoever's like, he tugged and he's gonna move. He's gonna get off on the side,
Yeah.
try to find a dune or something where he can kind of crouch down and get out of the light.
the glow makes everyone look blue. So your arm is like extra blue.
Okay. So yeah. So you run.
Viet's on his stubby little legs, chugging diving, sliding over a dune, peeking up over it.
All right.
And guys,
Um,
what's the big deal?
Sand. Oh,
They know we're here.
I mean, do we know? We don't know if they are friendly, and now they know there's no elements of surprise. So we could have maybe tricked them into being overcome. I mean, I'm all about it. Let's just like,
I mean, it is what it is now.
Just throwing it out there, right? Because this is a smiley face, universal sign for friendly.
be
So
smarter,
even-
hanged fool. You might hear from over the dune.
Yeah, maybe.
Even if we don't want to be friendly, they'll be fooled by that.
I don't. Sure.
All right. All right.
just looking at it, and he's just like, I mean, if you squint at it, it looks a little bit more aggressive of a smile. Like maybe it's. You sure it
Super
translates over a distance?
Cultures,
I
Yeah.
guess we'll find out.
planes
mean-
of existence.
Another culture,
Knots
this
in
could be
planes of
like a
existence.
big middle finger, you know,
There you go. There you go again. The known knowns and the known unknowns.
in another egg. Yeah.
Ooh, egg. That's probably a stretch, but okay.
So Viet, you are on the other side of a dune, looking
However
down
far I
from the
could've-
dark. Yeah.
Chug my stubby little legs in the sand and find some dune to dive over.
So kind of
He's
trying to
probably
lay low
halfway.
and stealth.
Listening really hard. Yeah, I want to hide. I'm trying to.
Okay,
he's trying
roll
to
me a
hide.
stealth check. Yeah, I know, as best as you can in this scenario with footprints
Nah,
going
yes.
to where you are. And
Yeah. That would be a 16.
16. Okay, fair enough. How long
Sliding a little
The-
sand on top of him.
do we stay in this emoji light?
10 minutes if nothing else happens.
Okay.
And Viet, come on. This was kind of your idea. You told me to stop for directions. And that was a good idea.
In your head, Viet, you'll be like, shit, he's got us there.
And
I
we're
thought
just
we were not
wandering,
being-
and there's people who could possibly give us directions.
I thought we were not being lost, hanged fool. You told me we were not being lost. We were going to Beacon, which you said
We're
was on
going
that
to
one
Beacon.
side.
We're going to Beacon, but you can admit we could have a better sense of where exactly we are and how far exactly it is, because all we're doing right now is kind of generally dead reckoning our way towards where we expect Beacon to be. So we're either going to hit Beacon or hit the shore. I mean, not the shore, the cliff.
As we're yelling back and forth over,
Yep.
over 60
Yep.
feet of difference distance.
You're
here.
like stage whispering.
Oh.
And Callan's
what-
just loud talking.
What have the lights has anything happened since that beacon was
Nope.
like looking out? We don't see any more of the lights. We don't hear anything. Nothing.
That is a very good observation, and it reminds me, as the first light is actually now starting to creep up over the horizon, and you can actually start to see a little bit more of the landscape, and you're all stage whispering and not stage whispering, and Murdet is just kind of looking on in chagrin at all this, like, well, we're totally exposed. It doesn't really matter what's going to happen. And Juniper is kind of going in this half like, okay, is anything going to happen? And then it's like, guys, seriously, like, is this it? This is our plan, you know?
Yeah.
And then she looks back and looks around trying to see if she can see anything. Do you remember that perception check I had you roll for just shits and giggles, that 13, 12, and 12?
Yeah.
Perfect. Here it is. Juniper,
hmm
you see over, like, not that far, a wall. It's dark. Like, as the sun is just like peeking, all of a sudden you're seeing like almost like a shadow creeping across the other side of the landscape.
Uh-huh.
And man, is that coming closer? And then all of a sudden you start to see little like dust devils start to spin up over some of the dunes.
Hey guys. Guys.
And then another one on another
Guys.
dune. And then that like a wave of sand is just like, oh, that's a sandstone. Like, oh, like it's here. It's literally probably less than 2 minutes. I mean, it's like a minute away. Like it's about to hit.
Yeah.
And it's huge. And it is like darkening the landscape as the sun from the other direction is just lighting it.
Yeah.
It's just this blanket coming across. And I'm going to need everyone to roll me initiative.
Oh no.
Because we're going to do a skill check challenge.
Woo!
Woo!
Oh.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
8.
Ooh.
I'm really rolling great tonight, you guys.
9.
All right. Just to make this simple for me. So, Murdet, if anyone rolls athletics or acrobatics, can have one free reroll. That's one time. It's just a use there for the group. And for Maven, one free one towards either survival or nature. And that is sitting there. So for this particular adventure, or this little skill check challenge, you are going to need nine successes.
Oh.
With the way we're rolling tonight.
Yep.
I know. I'm pretty excited. But with this one, as the sandstorm is just about to overtake you, you all have, because of how stellar that perception check was, you all have one free action. There's no roll required for if there's a, like, in that moment of like, we got to move thing you might want to try to start doing or, do. As the wind is starting to hit you and you see all these dust devils start to pick up from the ground and swirl out from the wall that's coming and swirl up all around, there are gusts of like 40 to 50 mile an hour winds that are just start to pick up and slam into all of you. So top of the initiative, this is, like I said, no roll needed, just a simple, in that moment of realizing what's happening, what is Callan going to try to do?
All right. Callan will kind of try to quickly use mold earth to build up a rampart we can all hunker down behind.
Okay.
As best he can.
So in that moment, you can do a 5-foot cube movement of basically bring 5 feet from the ground, stack it up, and kind of solidify it or harden it.
Mhm.
So you have enough for one person to get full cover from one direction. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
This is a moment, and that's a cantrip,
Yep. Then if Juniper's next to me, I'll try to shield Juniper with it.
Okay. So you kind of create this and then grab Juniper and try to pull her towards it. Viet, what are you doing? What?
Or just cast it in front of her.
Or just that works too. There you go. That's even easier.
Oxygen mask first, maybe, but Viet is gonna shake off the sand and come tearing out of over the dune, pulling his the rope out of his backpack and trying to tie it around, just tie one end of it around him. He's wants to yelling that everybody should tie themselves together.
Oh.
As a survival check.
All right. You don't have to roll. This is that first free action.
Okay.
So you come racing down, yelling like everyone, and you kind of get to the group and throw out the rope as you're finishing tying. And right at that moment, Maven comes down hard into the sand and just looks like, even there's still feathers in her clothes as she, like from her shifting, and she's grabbing one end of the rope and she's like, yeah, tie yourself up, everyone, agreeing with you. So everybody can get secured on the rope if they'd like. Juniper, what is the free thing you want to enact?
Do I have to use that free action to tie myself up? Or
No, that was part of that because it was a good idea. You have that moment because you had less than basically 60 seconds to do something. And Yeah.
So this cloak that I'm wearing, how big is it?
It's oversized. Callan's done a good job describing it. I feel, it's because it's like
it doesn't matter how big it is. It's the biggest thing I have right now. I want to take it off and kind of throw it to drape to give us a little bit more cover, like to try and cover, like, I don't know, if I'm standing behind this thing to try and cover anybody else who's like out in the elements. Does that make sense?
I get you. If I remember right, this was like a tapestry or a rug, or it was something like a very decorative, nice fabric from the church, right?
Mm-hmm.
Callan, if I'm
it was in the accoutrement of Electa Valdon's section of the church.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you've used it as a cloak, but it's like, it's not what it was designed for, but it's like really nice fabric that it's like, totally. Yeah.
And it's heavy and it's ornamental and it's big. So,
yeah. So yeah, you kind of tried taking some of what Callan built up real quick and just trying to like almost like over top of people as well.
Yeah.
All right. So that is the situation you're in as the sandstorm hits. It is 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. You have about 20 feet of vision. You are still exposed. So besides all of this, every skill check you're going to be doing each turn is 1 hour of this sandstorm. So it's not roughly, 6 seconds or a minute of time. Your role is how I want you to describe the skill you use to assist your group that covers like an hour. And there's going to be extra rolls depending on how things go on top of that, because you're in a sandstorm that's pretty bad. So, top of the round, Callan.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? You're all sheltered behind and you keep having to use that cantrip spell to kind of hold it into place and keep it there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Well, so I'm like in a desert wasteland in the middle of a sandstorm. There's not really any environmental tools at hand except for my mold earth.
Sure.
So can I try deceiving the sandstorm?
Elaborate.
Let's see. How would that work? That would work like,
I mean, deserts do lie to you by creating mirages.
oh yeah.
Can you mirage the mirager?
Right. Yeah, the wind. There's nothing here for you, wind and sand.
You shall not.
That's the role I want to do if I can do it.
Unfortunately, I can't validate that one. I want to very badly because I think it'd be interesting still. Because I feel like you'd get a nat 20 with my luck on that one. Sandstorm just stops.
Okay, then I'm using athletics to move everybody into good position behind whatever mold earth I can manage and keep them shelter them with myself even.
Okay. So you're just really trying to like forcibly try to hunker everyone down and keep everyone tight together and just holding that up. All right, roll me athletics.
Okay. All right, so with Murdit, I can re-roll one of those.
Yep, the whole group has one free athletics or acrobatics re-roll from Murdit.
Okay. So that's a 12.
Okay. All right. Can I have, first off, before we go too far, everyone roll me you know what? I actually feel like it's more appropriate, probably for Viet. For the simple fact of everyone is huddled together. Callan is trying to and Murdit even is trying to forcibly bring everyone tighter together and just hunker down and almost like pushing into the ground and trying to go into the ground a little bit. This little mold earth that has created a little bunker, and Viet is being pulled in to go into it, and he's just not having it. He's not happy about it. And it's not that you freak out or anything like that, but you're just not going with the group of like, nope, I don't want to go in there. I don't want to be that tight with everyone. I don't know. And so it kind of brings that to a standstill. I need everyone to roll me a Constitution saving throw. That is our first
Viet got
failure.
confused and
on
thought
this skill.
someone was being blown away, and he's digging his feet in.
Mhm.
Great communication. Savings throw, you said?
Yes, please, everyone.
Dirty 20 for June.
Okay.
What's the
15 for
save?
Callan.
Sorry. What was the save?
Constitution.
23. Excuse me, 21.
It's fine. So let me make a note for Maven. As this is all blowing and you're struggling, Callan, you are like trying to communicate, and you hear Viet kind of confused and talking about like who's going, like, and just trying to almost fight the group a little bit because it feels like he's trying to just hold on more and be more stable to the ground. And you actually start to like more look up and try to let them see your face, and you're opening your eyes, and you're going to take 7 slashing damage just over that course of that hour from the sand getting into your eyes, getting into your nose. That hour is a real struggle of just
Don't worry, I am having you. I will not let go.
And now I need everyone for that one to also roll me one more, which is a dexterity saving throw.
Yay.
Do I have an advantage
Yay.
against effects that I can see?
bad.
Ironically,
My level 2 barbarian.
I'm gonna say no for this.
While not
one.
blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. Oh, I'd probably.
The only reason is for the fact of this is just half sustaining being in a sandstorm. It's not like an arrow being shot at you.
That's a 16 for June.
16?
Callan got a nat 20 for 22.
Whoop, whoop.
Nat 20 for 25.
Nice. Oh, yeah, peoples.
Viet may or may not have kicked in his Zephyr Strike to move like the wind.
Oh. Everybody's fine, so no worries there. All right. Next up, Viet. First hour was pretty rough for everybody. Some more than others, but overall it was just not a great team building moment.
Assume that someone finally managed to yell at a lull in the wind what was going on.
Yeah.
Once that happens, he's gonna move over. Right? Oh, okay. I'm not saving everybody from being blown away. He'll gonna fight up next to them. And he'll get the crowbar and he'll give the crowbar a shake into the shovel, the dig dug. And I would like to use survival to start digging a bunker for us to get a little more shelter in.
Yeah, absolutely. So second hour, you're starting to dig, and
so my dig dug gives me advantage on digging. Does that mean I have advantage on the saving throw?
I will. It's not a saving throw, a survival check, because you were specifically digging. Why not?
I have a natural 20 plus 5 for 25.
That is 2 successes for that crit. So yeah, you start digging, and really quickly everybody kind of picks up on it and starts to assist, just literally pulling sand back as this crowbar turned into the shovel. Just like it goes into the sand effortlessly and just almost seems to pick up more sand than it should and is throwing buckets back. So you start to dig, and you've now created a nice little like
a berm,
10 foot by 10 foot little, like 5 foot down. Yeah. Nice. Little berm that you at least can now get a little bit out of the wind. You're still exposed, but you're definitely making progress.
We have risk of being, he'll be yelling, we have risk of being buried alive.
Cool.
I need everyone to roll me a dexterity saving throw with advantage.
Ooh. All right. 14 for June.
19 for Callan.
16.
Okay. So over the course of this, whether it be the sand as you're all digging and all that, Juniper, for the time being, until otherwise, you are suffering from blindness.
Cool.
So anything you want to do that requires sight has disadvantage on the roll for right now. Beyond that, you're not taking damage or anything like that, but you are blinded right now. And it's just like
Cool.
that sand is a thing.
Okay.
Juniper, you are up.
Yeah. I I want to use a spell. It's not 100% like relevant in this point, but I feel like the energy kind of fits, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So would you like, is that like an Arcana roll?
First, I'd like to know what you're.
Oh yeah. Aura of life. So the the aura of life, life preserving energy radiates from you in an aura within a 30-foot radius. And until the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. Each non-hostile creature in the aura, including you, has resistance to necrotic damage, and its hit point maximum can't be reduced. In addition, a non-hostile living creature regains 1 hit point when it starts its turn in the aura, with 0 hit points. So it's not like it that doesn't really fit like the vision that I have for it is I'm trying to create like a protective aura around us.
Yeah.
Like I'm blinded. I'm so I'm not, I guess I'm trying to use the spell in an unconventional way.
Sure. Absolutely. Arcana.
Cool.
I'm down with it. So yeah. What do you get?
All right. That is a 19.
19. So as what do you say? This is a verbal component, if I remember correctly, to so what do you shout out?
Yeah.
What do you
No, she would
how do you envision this?
You know, sand in her eyes. She's just like, we need protection. And so she's kind of introspectively like looking within herself, trying to find that well of power that's helped them out before.
Mm-hmm.
And so she would probably start chanting in that same that language she doesn't know she knows, this kind of like crystalline, clear, musical sounding language.
Yeah.
And that aura of radiance around her would, however I'm envisioning it, would just sort of slowly seep and build almost sort of a dome of like protection, if that's kind of what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I get you. So
she'd just kind of be like mumbling to herself.
So as Juniper is kind of, as you're all trying to hunker down a little bit from this freshly dug little berm you have going on here, all of a sudden you can just see like you've had to actually half pull Juniper fully into this little ditch, and you can see barely through all of this. Like it looks like she's really got some things going on in the eyes. And suddenly, like as she's starting to mumble and all, you're pulling her in. It's like Juniper. It's like, you're okay. We've got you. And suddenly her eyes open and they're glowing gold light.
What color?
That's like sunset gold and reds and oranges. And from inside, all of a sudden, just a of a dome emerges, and the sandstorm stops. You just, all the sand here inside this dome just, and you're fine.
Cool.
Her eyes are glowing. You can see she's muttering words. But inside this dome, there's no sand here. You can see the storm raging around this dome. So, everyone, depending on the skill you choose, we're going to play it by ear. now has advantage this next round, depending on what you're accomplishing. If it would be easier without a sandstorm. So, good idea, Juniper. Callan,
8.
we have 3 successes, 1 failure. What are you doing now in this dome as Juniper is holding it up during like this hour respite?
Okay, so Juniper's given us some respite from the sandstorm. I am going to try to bolster my compatriots' resolve to survive and succeed through this sandstorm by playing some inspirational music.
Like it.
And it kind of starts out like do 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 do. Probably shouldn't go any further. And then I'm gonna
Probably shouldn't go any further.
And then I will throw a bardic inspiration on Viet with it also. So Viet would get the benefit of that.
So what
D8.
skill are you doing?
Performance.
Okay, so let's have that before we get to that.
Ooh, that is a natural 20 for a 27.
Ooh, so you can roll that or have that bardic inspiration there, Viet.
What's that give me? That gives me a +6 to
D8.
something.
No,
Plus
you have
D8.
additional
You roll a
D8.
D8 onto the top.
Nice. Very nice.
So we've got 5 successes.
Woo!
Nice, people. And as Callan, real quick, almost like maybe Murdered has heard this song too from long ago, and you go and just like you start going back and forth, and the pace picks up. Everyone's feeling charged. Juniper, you're kind of in your own little place right now. And then as everyone's feeling that energy, suddenly, Juniper, you kind of come back to yourself fully. Like you were like conscious, but there was a certain amount of like energy and focus that you had that you were kind of both there and not there at the exact same time, if that makes sense. And suddenly that power stops, and then the storm just comes back. Viet, what are you doing? You can still use that idea of that respite because I said everyone has advantage.
Yep. So and it's my turn.
It is. This is the next hour.
Okay. So as in this dome, I'd be taking a swig out of my water flagon bottle thing and then handing it to just setting it next to June so maybe she can wash her eyes out when she gets a chance. I'm not going to mess with her right now.
Yeah.
But then Viet will kind of climb out of the bunker for a little bit while this is happening. He would have climbed out of the bunker, be kind of pacing around a little bit and just watching the storm, watching the winds and trying to perceive like the direction and the changing direction and try to get a feel for which direction the winds are coming at. And then going back and trying to redig that trench into a better configuration to block up against whatever shifts that were happening in that storm to make us a better path.
I like it.
So perception,
roll, sir. Yeah, roll, sir.
With my D8.
Yeah, or you can hang on to it.
Ooh. How long can I hold on to it?
Normally it's like 10
I'll
minutes,
just
but for this, I'll let you do this skill challenge.
Yeah.
So it's up to you if you feel you might need it or not.
I think I'll hold on to it if that's okay.
Yeah, by all means.
Okay. That'd be an 18 plus an 8 would be a 26. I proceed the snot out of the storm. I got a good beat on it.
Yeah.
One with the storm.
So as you're watching,
I
you definitely
am the
start to get a vibe.
storm in the night.
And as you're getting and you readjust and start to, dig a few things out. And you do also see like there's those dust devils that you saw right before the storm, you can see even those are still within the storm and that are strong enough. You can even see those. And then every now and then you see blue, just a shining blue light, like just little dots. And then they're gone. And another one, and then they're gone. Another one, they're gone. But you reconfigure and you feel confident as Juniper's eyes stop glowing and Juniper. So that is another
Pull her way down.
success. Yep. You
I
have
rolled
just
Probably have to
Constitution
pull-
saving throw for myself. I didn't pass out. That was the important part. Let's see here.
I imagine I probably would have had to pull Callan down again as well. It seems to be the kind of thing that he'd be watching.
I guess. Wow, the thing that am I still blinded?
no, you are not.
Cool. Then I don't have to be selfish. What can I do to help people here? Can I just kind of? No, we're back in the storm. What can I do? I guess. I was thinking of a different direction entirely, and now it's not that. So you used perception.
Oh, and I had advantage on the.
Yeah, you did.
Can I roll the second dice just to see if we roll a nat 20?
Yeah,
yeah.
The nat 20
so.
could matter. Yeah.
No, it's a 10.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Let's see. Gosh, would you allow an insight check to see if I can tell how much longer the storm is gonna go? Or is that more nature?
That's a lot more nature. Because if you're trying to incite the sandstorm,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm inciting the
are
dust
you
devils.
saying
Those
you
are
think it's an
creatures.
entity creating it? Is that what you're trying
It's
to?
the mummy.
Well, actually, June wouldn't have any knowledge beyond the dust devils.
Yeah. So
Like June wouldn't
nature,
have
I
any
would say
knowledge
it's
beyond
more.
the dust devils creating it. So, all right, I will roll a nature.
You get a free reroll if you need it.
Did you say that a nature check would get advantage? I might.
Survival or nature gets one free reroll from the entire group.
Okay.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
17 for nature.
You do not want to reroll? just
No. Well,
Do it.
the way
Do
you
it.
asked me made me think it was a failure. I'll do
Do
it.
it.
I'll do it.
Are you sure?
I'll do it. Nope. 17. 17 is the one.
So did you use it?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
But
You
it
guys
was
haven't
worse.
dialed in. You don't know where the DC is. I'm just asking.
Right. Yeah. I did use it, but it was a worse roll. So the 17 stands.
Okay.
Nature is not my strongest skill.
So as you kind of are trying to gauge the storm and watch and like, I don't know, whatever I guess you're doing, you get the vibe that this storm hasn't even hit its peak yet.
Cool.
And it's like probably think of like a diesel engine in winter. I mean, it takes a while to really get going, but once it does, it's good for days,
Yeah. Yeah. I will relay that information. Like, I don't think this is even the start.
Yeah. So that is your 8th success.
Oh. Oh.
One more. No pressure, anybody. Callan, you're up.
Oh,
Back
got
to
this,
normal
Callan.
rolls.
oh my goodness.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah. Here we
You
are.
got this.
All right, then. I intimidate the sandstorm. No, just
Do
kidding.
it. Do it.
Just the
I
best
can do that.
you can do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do that.
What are we actually doing?
I'm
I've heard a
showing
lot of people talking about things that are like, can I insight to know the motivation of a sandstorm?
I
Can
want to
I,
show
by
this
any chance,
sandstorm.
lie to the sandstorm.
Show
What are the
this
sandstorm's
sandstorm
motivations?
What's
Wanna
its relationship with its mother? I mean, that
Is it
I was just
undead?
gonna say that.
is it. Show me the eyes of the sandstorm.
Show it who's boss. Okay.
Fear is the mind killer.
Yeah.
Fear is the little devil.
Callan would like to see if he can detect any unnatural or supernatural nature to this sandstorm to our advantage with Arcana.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. You're trying, like,
I like
as
it.
people are trying to figure out how long this is going to last, the directionality. It's like, you know what? Is this thing even natural?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you roll?
All right. So that's 18 plus 6, 24.
All right.
So
So as you kind of reach out and stretch out with those arcane feelers, you sense nothing. You get the vibe that, yeah, crap, this is 100% just a thing that happens here.
Mm.
But then all of a sudden, like, it's not so much that, like, there's magic, but it's more of like you are just, reaching out with that third eye so much and just reaching for anything. All of a sudden you feel something. Just like a little radar. Bloop, bloop. Like, has anyone seen Aliens, where the little motion thing goes out and it's
Mhm.
like, that's the vibe you all of a sudden start getting.
Mhm.
And then another one. And then another one. And they're
Oop.
getting closer. And then you kind of shielding, doing the best you can, kind of try to look out, roll me a perception. Seeing as that was the passing one for this skill challenge,
Mhm.
I'll give you a flat roll and stab disadvantage.
Okay. 11.
11. In this environment, you know what? I'm going to still give it to you. I had it set just a tiny bit higher, but not, it was set for a 13. So in this environment, I'll just say, all of a sudden, right in front of you, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
Oh.
13.
13, that's a pass. So all of a sudden, right next to you, as like you are reaching on top of your mound and kind of just lifting up, covering your eyes, seeing the best you can, you see a blur of motion as like this, it almost looks like a piece of like leather, of like a knife coming through the sand straight towards you, as all of a sudden, as you just start to back up through the sand berm you've created, just teeth come through it and you fall back to the group, and this long, like almost like hard leathery, like worm-like creature goes skittering by about 6 feet, just and into the sand.
There's something
All
there.
of you saw it. Yeah, because all of you, like, you half are catching Callan, and
Not
Yeah.
good, not good, not good.
Oh. Is there any more? What?
immediately you like as you can like in this storm, you're barely able to see. You having that panic of trying to look around, trying to see through the storm. You can only really see 20 feet in front of you. All of a sudden, as you are doing this, there's this moment where the storm just starts to settle just a little, and it's more of like just a little bit of a bigger dust devil, where you have that moment of like going through the eye of the storm, but it's a very localized, and you can see these like leathery, like almost like a fin cutting through the sand, going across 1, 2, 3, and they're just kind of circling your area with the dust devil dust devil. It's a vacuum. Yeah, that's the noise I make. And as you do, you are like all of you do see a pair of glowing blue eyes just past where you can't see beyond that. You just see like it's at the right height and just blue eyes glowing.
Okay.
Freaking Agenor.
What is it?
Are they big eyes or are they like human?
Roll me a perception check.
Or who are you asking?
You said the perception to look at the. Do they look human?
Yeah, no, my connection cut out a little bit as I was saying it, so I didn't know if you'd actually heard me.
Mhm.
That was a storm. It's coming for you, Catherine.
18. That's not terrible. Not terrible.
Yeah. Through the just the spinning wind and everything, and you just see the blue eyes. All of a sudden, you just see another pair of glowing blue eyes directly above it, and you're like, and just for the briefest moment, you see like about a 6.5 to 7 foot tall insectoid human.
Oh, great.
And their eyes glowing blue, very dimly now, and then a pair of antennae coming down and the tips glowing blue.
Okay, does this sound like the creatures that Quincy described?
Oh. Probably short on monkey features.
Yeah, I mean, like I can understand 100% why you might go there, but as you have that, like, oh, no, because you see, even in that moment, you see like it's carrying some kind of staff.
Okay.
And another pair of hands is underneath, like hands on hips, and then hand up here, and another one is just like holding a hand covering from the sand as well.
Okay. Does it look
You can all see this, by the way. Like now that she's brought it to people's attention too.
Hey guys, does it look menacing or does it look curious?
Roll me an insight with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Well, it's not very human. I get it.
Smile at me with your emoticon, would you?
That means war.
Oh yeah, well, that might not translate for a face like that. Yeah, I get it now.
12 is the total.
It's really hard to tell.
Okay.
Like you're not sure, and Murdet is even. Let's just say he's making that joke, and he's like, Smiley might not have been a good idea.
Well,
we don't know if it's causing this or if it's just traveling through it.
We can ask. Hello? Hello? Can you help us?
Roll me a charisma check at disadvantage.
Okay. Just because of my non-insectoid face features.
I mean, it's kind of part of it.
Okay, so that's a 13.
13. Okay. As you kind of do that, and it just is like you just see like these glowing antenna moving, and it just moves a little. You see it hit its staff on the ground, and within a few moments, the circling kind of knives in the sand start to disperse. And then it throws out something small, like almost like a little box into the sand, and just stands there, just not saying anything, not doing anything, just
Oh, well, he responded to me after I said help, so I'll go check out what he threw.
Storm is still going.
oh yeah. And other than, blocking a little bit, doesn't look that bothered by it.
They're still bothering the heck out of us. Yes.
Right now, this is a fast
I-
enough moment where you're getting that it's starting to pick back up, but you can see still a little bit.
Well, I mean, I can mage hand it to us too, I guess.
If you'd like.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay, mage hand. You have a weird little I mean, honestly, it almost looks like, if you could imagine like a beach ball, slightly like soccer ball size look, almost to it too, size look, except it's all like a leather, like just dark brown and amber shades of this, like folding in on itself, so it has those folds like a volleyball has the seams, but folds and folds on itself, and it's fairly dense feeling.
Okay, so I really want to figure out what this is and see if I can figure out what it is.
Okay. You see as you pick it up and kind of like, the antennae kind of move, and like one flashes and the other one dims and brightens and then flash. And it's just.
Does it look like a readable language?
So I'll can I
Are
try
you
to
asking if it's
yes.
readable?
Viet will ask if that's
what I was gonna ask too.
Similar enough to a readable language.
No, sir.
Similar enough to a written language.
No, specifically.
Callan will use prestidigitation to like mimic the pattern in light and sound on the object that he gave him. See if that does anything.
Okay. Roll me a performance check.
Mhm.
See how good you mimic it.
Okay, so 16.
16. Yeah, you do a fairly, prestidigitation to make the lights, and suddenly all of a sudden you see it just get a little stiff and just back up further, and it's just like you can't see it anymore. It almost seemed a little, I don't know, something
Offended.
startled, bothered, fearful. It's like it's something, it was abrupt, no matter what it was.
Oh, maybe that was the signal for danger.
What
But it's like, what is it? Yeah.
Help me. Can anyone help me try to figure out what he gave us?
Yeah, I guess can we perceive it? Investigate it?
Sure, roll me an investigation check.
Sure,
With the advantage of other people are helping. Like the storm starting to, like, starting to get out of that little eye, and the wind's picking back up. It's hard to see again. You're all back huddled.
Oh, that was a natural 20.
Ooh.
Juniper is kind of reaching and be like, I don't know what it does. And all of a sudden you just feel your finger hit a spot where it's like, it almost feels like it has give to it. And the second you kind of push into it, it feels gooey.
Ew, 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 ew.
And then everyone is knocked onto your back as like this leathery umbrella folds up in a 20-foot radius around you and it attaches to the ground, and you can see the kind of eyes of this little creature just looking down, almost like the fox bat, If anyone sees it like that, but it's
Yeah.
all leathery kind of skin more to it. And it's just looking down, and you can see there's almost pincers in the ground everywhere.
Oh,
This huge kind of umbrella of like skin that's put over top.
I
And
don't
you're
know
out
if
of the
this
storm.
is helpful or if it's going to eat us.
hey, it's keeping the sand off of us. Yet, you want to see if it wants a cracker? Goodness. Thank you. Bug guy.
How tall is the ceiling?
It's about like 10 feet up.
Oh.
I would have to be jumping. I can. Let's see. Hold on. Actually,
And it's like and just for clarity, it's like this leathery skin that is doing like you can actually still see the storm because the skin is being stretched that much, but it's very thick still, like it's dense skin.
Can I pet it?
Where do you pet it? Do you pet the head or are you petting the skin?
The skin. Not the head.
Skin.
You don't pet a strange animal's head, Scott.
yeah, Scott.
Yeah.
Just like really gently, like watch it.
Really,
me.
nobody just immediately gives a cat or a dog scooches on the like. That's the first thing you go to.
Not a
is the frickin'
strange
head.
animal, no.
Whatever.
Yeah, just like kind of watch it.
You're telling me you've never been on the side of the road in the dark and just saw eyes and just going, "Oh, you do, you butcher."
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
All right. If Viet casts jump, he can reach it.
Yeah,
Give it a
you-
cracker.
absolutely, and it absolutely eats it eagerly.
Hmm.
You
Okay.
pet it. Ironically, it feels very warm to the touch. But also very, very smooth. Like it doesn't feel like leather.
Okay.
It feels probably more like almost like a laminate surface.
Okay. Just kind of smooth. What does
So-
it do when I touch it?
I mean, it kind of quivers.
Oh, like in a bad way or like?
I mean, it doesn't like it doesn't kick you out. I mean, it's just like, you know, someone touches your leg and you weren't ready for it.
Well, I was like trying to make eye contact with it, like to show it.
I thought you don't do anything to the head.
I said you don't touch the head.
You're fine. It doesn't freak out. There's no, nothing. It just quivers a little bit, and you give it pets.
Okay.
It's good.
That's literally the whole goal. That was my whole goal.
That is awesome. So with it took you how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hours to get to this point.
Oof.
So here is where we're going to end this episode. It'll be slightly after now because over the course of this storm, give me just 1 second because I did the maths. From now, 84 hours will pass before the
my
sandstorm
Lord.
is over.
Oh, 84 hours?
Yeah.
How many?
It was
That's
a
6 days.
93-hour storm.
Wow.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
creating the food. I don't know if I can create water in here and not drown us all.
Just got to dig a hole like a pool.
Like a little
You can
hole.
have your
Yeah,
pool now.
I guess.
We'll be spending a lot of
vegetation to make a hot tub.
yeah. We'll be spending a lot of that time being really appreciating this creature that's
I would probably work up to trying to pet the head, like pet. it.
Okay, you'll be spending 4 hours in this dome because it stops. No, 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 joking. But that's where we'll leave when we come back here after our Halloween one shot. the week after that, we will be coming back into the brief moments or maybe the hour after this long multiple day sandstorm blows through while our heroes bunker down. So we might join in if anybody has interesting things they want to talk about, being sheltered in an enclosed space for multiple days with no way of leaving. If anybody has things they want to hash out,
Great.
we can back up during that. Otherwise, we will join our heroes right after. So,
Bernadette and June definitely won't kill each other. We'll be fine.
I'm leaving.
Viet will totally not freak out.
Right. Like there's no, like really Callan's the most stable one of this entire thing. He's like, he's just sitting there, I'm Henry the second verse.
And I'll be playing a lot of music to see what like the creature likes. And
Yeah.
appeal to
That's yeah. I like that.
I'm inspiring the tent.
The tent. Cool. So thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, future people who watch this. Until our spooky episode, we'll be taking next week off. 29th is our next episode for our Halloween episode. And then after that, we'll be back to our normal campaign. So until then, have a great next couple of weeks. We'll see you before Halloween.
See ya.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.